Hi people, this is Chris. Today I'm back with a follow-up video on the Pearl Reference 1 snares. It's been a while since I made the last snare comparison. Originally I just wanted to do a video on the Reference 1 brass snare, basically since the day it came out, but it was sold out all the time. So when I talked to the Pearl rep about this review, we thought, why not include the other two snares as well, which are the 20-ply and the Maple Birch hybrid model. All snares are 14 by 6.5 and have the same hardware configuration, but the shell constructions are very different. So let's talk about the hardware first. All drums are equipped with 20 single swivel lugs, die-cast hoops and the SR1000 glide lock strainer. And as usual in this price range, the drums are fitted with stainless steel tension rods, and the drummets are the typical Remo USA Ambassador combination with a 20-strand ultrasound snare wire. The SR1000 strainer was designed to hold the wire tension very consistently, even when playing on very high volumes. And what differs from other strainer systems is the fact that you need to push a button to release the lever, and when engaging it, it locks in again, and the wire tension is only adjusted on the butt end side. And here you need to push the wheel down before you can then turn it into small steps to tighten or loosen the wires. For a change of the resonant head, you can remove the whole unit of strainer, butt end and wires all together by just loosening 4 screws. And I needed some time to get used to the system, especially adjusting the wire tension only on the butt end side, but it works pretty well. Okay, now to the different shells. The brass has a 3mm rolled shell with a brushed and lacquered finish, and as the name suggests, it's rolled from a sheet of brass and welded together. However, the manufacturing is done so well that the seam is not visible. Some refer to this drum as Pearl's bell brass model, but it's not to be confused with a real cast shell like the Tama bell brass, which is made of bronze, by the way. The 20-ply has a thick 25mm shell made of 14 plies of maple and 6 inner plies of birch, a construction you don't get to see every day. It has a high-gloss lacquer finish in Brooklyn burst, matching the kit we got for this review. Both the 20-ply and the brass drum were part of Pearl's former reference lineup and have been brought back in the current snare program. And last but not least, the standard or hybrid 14 by 6.5 snare with a 5.4mm thick shell. This drum is made of 6 plies, 4 plies of maple and 2 plies of birch. The drum is lacquered in puppy gray, a color inspired by the automobile industry. The only technical downside are the lugs of the standard snare, which I had a hard time tuning because some of the tension rods were running much lighter than the others. So I had to take out my Tama tension rods several times. So for the upcoming sound fights, and because the snares are so different, I did not do a head-to-head comparison, but instead tried to find the best sounding tunings for every drum. And as expected, the brass and the standard provide the largest tuning range, while the 20-ply is a real special model with lots of cut and a drier, sharper tone, but also much more limited in tuning range. But hear for yourself. So here's my verdict. Because of the die-cast hoops, all drums sound somewhat controlled and focused. The brass is a really cool drum. Its signal is definitely more pronounced and powerful than that of a regular thinner sheet metal snare. The overtones are present, but not overpowering. On the other hand, it's not as ringy and powerful as a cast bronze snare either. Still a really cool and dynamic snare that provides a lot of sound options. I also like that it doesn't choke at very high tunings. Also, the wire response is very crisp. The 20-ply was the loudest of all three here in the room. Especially in higher tunings, it gets more metallic in character than the brass snare. In very high tabletop tunings, it starts sounding more like a block. The wire response is also very crisp, and I also like the powerful sound when playing it with the snares off. I'm not a metal guy, but I think this drum would be perfect for death metal or blast beats, because even with center hits it has so much power. Last but not least, the standard or hybrid snare. For my taste, this was the widest sounding model, more in the direction of the regular Pearl Masters wood models. But because of the die-cast hoops and the rather sharp edges, it can be used for louder styles as well. So that's all I have for today. Feel free to like and subscribe. Also, I'm curious which drum was your favorite and whether you would pay that much money for a snare drum, because all of them are between 1,100 and 1,550 euros. I hope to see you next time. Until then, bye!